Greetings to all. Welcome to Future Officers Academy. Today we are going to see the daily current affairs of August 10. So today we are going to discuss the topics of new bill to give statutory power to Railway Board. So which comes under GS2 paper under Indian polity. Next, opposition parties prepared to move no confidence motion against VP. So which we can see under GS2 Indian polity. Next, India to roll up new treatment regime for drug resistant TB. So it comes under GS2 paper under social justice. Next, Aman keeps India and Chatral's flag flying high. So we have to know under prelims perspective. Next, Gandhi Sagar Century. Under location, we have to know about this. Next, editorial analysis, and finally, we'll be seeing the international organization topic. So our first topic is about new bill to give statutory powers to Railway Board. The Railways Amendment Bill 2024, introduced by Union Railway Ministry Ashwin Vaishnav, aims to grant statutory powers to the Railway Board and its improve autonomy by merging provisions from 1905 Railway Board Act into the 1905 into the 1989 Railways Act. The bill seeks to simplify the legal framework governing Indian railways. Now we have to know about the introduction of bill. So in the news, so Union Railway Minister Ashwin Vaishnav introduced the Railways Amendment Bill 2024 in the Lok Sabha on Friday. The bill aims to grant statutory powers to the Railway Board and enhance its functioning and independence. What is the present status? The Railway Act 1989 replaced the Indian Railways Act 1890, but the Railway Board has continued to operate without statutory backing. Now, who proposed these changes? The bill seeks to incorporate provisions of the Indian Railway Board Act 1905 into the Railways Act 1989, simplify the legal framework and reducing the need to reference to separate laws. So with this, we have to know about the Railway Board. Under Railway Board, we have the first location. So the location is at headquartered in New Delhi, India. Next, the historical context is the Railway Board was established through the Railway Board Act. The Railway Board Act 1905. After the railways were separated from the Public Works Department, the governing body is the Railway Board is the apex body of the Indian Railways functioning under the Ministry of Railways. The structure is comprises of a chairman and several members including those responsible for engineering, operations, finance and staff. Next, the responsibilities formulates policies, oversees administration, and coordinate the operation and development of the railways. Its functions is to manage railway infrastructure, rolling stock, safety, and customer services. The decision making plays an important role in strategic decisions, budgeting, and implementation of railway projects. With this, we have the UPSC prelims previous year question paper which have been asked in 2013. The question is consider the following statements. An amendment to the Constitution of India can be initiated by introduction of bill in the Lok Sabha only. In such an amendment seeks to make changes in federal character of the Constitution. The amendments also requires to be ratified by the legislature of all the states of India. So which of the following states given below are correct? The answer is D. Both the statements are wrong statements. So our next topic is about opposition parties prepared to move no confidence motion against VP. So we have to know about the news first. The opposition is considering a no confidence motion against Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar under the Article 67 Class B of the Indian Constitution, which requires approval from both the Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. The unprecedented move arises from grievance about Dhankar's handling of parliamentary proceedings, including alleged restrictions on opposition speech and personal remarks against members. The opposition, through lacking the necessary numbers, aims to highlight their concerns and put their sentiments on record, planning to advance the resolution in the next parliamentary session. Now we have to know about Vice President of India. The Vice President of India is the second highest constitutional office in the country following the President of India. It was established under the Article 63 of the Constitution, the office of the Vice President plays a crucial role in the legislative and executive branches of the Indian government. Now, what are the key responsibilities of it? First, the chairman of Rajya Sabha. The primary responsibility of the Vice President is to serve as the ex officio chairman of the Rajya Sabha, that is Council of States, the upper house of the Parliament. In this capacity, the Vice President presides over the session of Rajya Sabha, ensuring that debates and discussions are conducted smoothly and in accordance with the rules of procedure. Next, acting of President. So, in the event of vacancy in the office of president, or if the president is unable to perform their duties due to the absence, illness, or any other reason, the vice president serves as the acting president until the new president is elected or the president resumes the office. The next thing is succession. The vice president is the next in line to succeed the president in case of death, resignation, or removal of the president. However, the vice president does not automatically assume the role of the president. Rather, the position is temporary until a new election is conducted. Next, the election process. So in election process, the vice president is elected by electoral college consisting of members of both the houses of parliament, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, through a system of proportional representation by means of a single transferable vote. The election is conducted by the Election Commission of India. Now, what are the qualifications? So, to be eligible for the office of Vice President, a candidate must be a citizen of India, at least 35 years of age, qualified to be elected as a member of Rajya Sabha. Next, term of office and removal. So the Vice President serves as a 5-year term but can be re-elected for subsequent terms. The Vice President may resign from office by submitting a resignation to the President. Under the Article 67B of the Constitution, the Vice President can also be removed by the resolution passed by a majority in Rajya Sabha and agreed by Lok Sabha. The article states that the Vice President can be removed by a resolution of Rajya Sabha passed by an effective majority agreed upon the Lok Sabha with simple majority. It explicitly says that for moving this resolution, at least 14 days notice has to be given. So with this, we have the UPSC prelims question which have been asked 2014. Consider the following statements regarding no confidence motion in India. There is no mention of no confidence motion in the Constitution of India. A motion of no confidence can be introduced in Lok Sabha only. Which of the statements given above is correct? The answer is C. So both the statements are correct. So here we have to note about that the no confidence motion is regarding the Prime Minister and Council of Ministers, not for the Vice President. So our next topic is about India to roll out new treatment regimen for drug-resistant TB. So we have to know about news first. India is set to roll out the BPAL regimen, that is bedaquiline, predominant and linezolid. So for drug-resistant tuberculosis, starting with training this month, we have to know a detailed thing in news that BPAL regime rollout. So India will be soon introduce the BPAL regimen for all multi-drug resistance and extensively drug-resistant tuberculosis patients. Now, what are the training and implementation? So, training for the new regime starts in this month. The regime has shown promised results in countries like Pakistan, South Africa, and Ukraine. The nucleic acid amplification test, that is NAAT, will be crucial in strategy detecting Mycobacterium tuberculosis DNA. Next, the cost reduction. With the genetic bedaquiline, the cost of BPAL is reduced, making it more affordable. The BPAL reduces TB treatment time within 18 to 24 months to around 6 months, simplifying daily medication from 14 drugs to 3 tablets. The World Health Organization endorsed BPAL and BPAL-M as effective treatments for drug-resistant TB in 2022. Now, what are the significance of this BPAL regime? So, studies and trials have shown that this BPAL regime higher success rates in treating MDR and XDR TB compared to older regimes. It reduces treatment duration for MDR XDR TB from the traditional 18 to 24 months to 6 months approximately. It is entirely oral with no injectable, making it easier for patients to adhere to the treatment. It reduces number of drug patients needed to take daily from up to 14 to just 3. Next, we have to know about tuberculosis. So TB is caused by a bacterium called Mycobacterium tuberculosis. So belonging to the Mycobacteriaceae family consisting of about 200 members, some of the Mycobacteria diseases causes like TB and leprosy in humans and others infect a wide range of animals. In humans, TB most commonly affect the lungs, that is pulmonary TB, but it can also affect the other organs like extrapulmonary TB. TB is very ancient disease and has been documented to have existed in Egypt as early as 3000 BC. It is treatable and curable disease. Next, the infection and prevalence. Every year, 10 million people fall in with TB. Despite being a preventable and curable disease, 1.5 million die from TB each year, making it the world's top infectious killer. TB is the leading cause of death of people with HIV and also a major contributor or antimicrobial resistance. Most of the people who fall ill with TB live in low and middle income countries, but TB is present all over the world. About half of all people with TB can be found in 8 countries: Bangladesh, China, India, Indonesia, Nigeria, Pakistan, Philippines, and South Africa. Now, what is drug resistant TB? Drug-resistant TB occurs when the TB bacteria become resistant to the drugs typically used to treat the infection. This resistance can arise from incomplete or incorrect treatment regimes. Drug-resistant TB can be more difficult to treat and requires alternative medications, often involving a longer and more complex treatment process. It poses a significant public health challenge, increasing the risk of transmission and treatment failure. Now, what are the different initiatives to combat TB? The first one is global efforts. Next, the Indian efforts. In global efforts, the WHO has launched a joint initiative, Find Treat All hashtag NTB, with the Global Fund and Stop TB Partnership. WHO also releases the Global Tuberculosis Report. In Indian efforts, Pradhan Mantri TB Mukt Bharat Abhiyan, National Strategic Plan for Tuberculosis Elimination, that is from 2017 to 25, TB Har Desh Jetega campaign, Nikshay Poshan Yojana. So these are all the Indian efforts. So with this, we have the question for practice in prelims. So Nikshay Poshan Yojana is related to which of the following diseases? So the answer is B, tuberculosis. So with this, we have mains question also, which have been asked in 2014. Can overuse and free availability of antibiotics without doctor prescription be contributors to emergence of drug-resistant disease in India? What are the available mechanisms for monitoring and control? Critically discuss the various issues involved. So you can practice on this question. Our next topic is about Aman keeps India and Chatral's flag flying high. So we have to know about the news first. So Aman Shekhwat, a promising Indian wrestler from Chhattisgarh Akhara, overcame significant personal and professional challenges to secure a bronze medal at the Olympics. After a tough semi-final loss, he managed to make weight and defeat Drain Toykers in the bronze medal bout. So, Aman Shawat, a 21-year-old wrestler from Chhattisgarh, Akron in New Delhi, demonstrated remarkable resilience and dedication by clinching a bronze medal at Olympics after a quick semi-final loss to former Olympic silver medalist Ray Hikuchi. Sherawat chiefly managed his weight and prepared rigorously for his bronze medal match. Despite facing a tough opponent in Darian Toykros, Sherwat's relentless performance and strategic approach led him to convincing 13-5 victory. Having faced personal tragedies and a demanding training environment, Sherawat's success highlights his determination and unwavering commitment to achieving his Olympic dreams. Next, we will be seeing the list of medal winners in India. First, Manu Baker. In a game of 10-meter air pistols women, she won bronze medal. Also, Manu Baker and Sarah Bojat Singh won 10-meter air pistol mixed team and got the medal bronze. Next, Swapnil Kujail 50-meter rifle 3 position won bronze. Next, men's hockey team so won the bronze medal. Next, Neeraj Chopra men's javelin throw won the silver. Next, Aman Sherawat won the bronze in men's wrestling freestyle 57 kg. So that's all from this topic. Our next topic is about Gandhi Sagar Sanctuary. So the Gandhi Sagar Sanctuary in Madhya Pradesh is the preferred location for the next batch of cheetah relocation plan. However, Bunny in the Ran of Kutch, Gujarat is also being prepared to home some of them. So we have to know about cheetah reintroduction in India. In India, cheetahs disappeared in early 1950s due to hunting and loss of their habitat. The action plan for reintroduction of cheetah in India, Project Cheetah 2022, aims to bring cheetahs from African countries to various national parks. It is spearheaded by National Tiger Conservation Authority, that is NTCA. So recently, cheetahs from Namibia were reintroduced in Kunno National Park, Madhya Pradesh. The cheetahs are listed as vulnerable by the IUCN Schedule 2 Wildlife Protection Act 1972. Kunno NP and Gandhi Sagar has an ideal habitat parallel to Masai Mara, a national park in Kenya suitable for cheetahs. So we have to know about Gandhi Sagar Wildlife Sanctuary. It is located in western Madhya Pradesh and covers area of 368.62 square kilometer. It is flat rocky plateau characterized by shallow topsoil and exposed sheer rock. It is divided by the Chamar River with the Gandhi Sagar Dam and reservoir within the boundaries. Next, their floras and fauna. The sanctuary features a savanna ecosystem with open grasslands interspread with the dry deciduous trees. Riverine valleys within the sanctuary support evergreen vegetation. Their fauna, the sanctuary is home to diverse range of wildlife, including species like leopards, sloth, bears, striped hyenas, grey wolves, golden jackals, jungle cats, Indian foxes, and marsh crocodiles. Next, the bunny grasslands. The Bunny Grasslands is located in Kutch district of Gujarat, covering around 3,847 square kilometer. The climate is arid and semi-arid with extremely hot summers, temperature above 45 degrees Celsius and mild winters is 12 degrees Celsius to 25 degrees Celsius, receiving 300 to 400 mm of annual rainfall, mainly during the monsoon. Their flora is grasses such as Dichanthium, Sporobolus and Synchra species with salt-tolerant plants, shrubs and trees like acacia and the invasive Proposis juliflora. Their fauna is like Indian wolf, hyena, chinkara, great Indian busters, flamingos, and various raptors, reptiles, and invertebrates. It is inhabited by pastoral communities like Maldaris who rely on livestock grazing such as cattle, buffalo, and sheep for their livelihood. Agriculture is limited due to arid conditions, with some areas used for salt production. With this, we have the prelims question which have been asked in 2024. Consider the following statement. Lions do not have particular breeding season. Unlike most other big cats, cheetahs do not roar. Unlike male lions, male leopards do not proclaim their territory by scent marking. Which of the statements given above are correct? So the answer is A. First and second statement is correct statement. So now we are going to see the editorial analysis. Our topic of editorial analysis is no population census in the dark without vital data. So the Indian census delayed for over 3 years is crucial not only for population counting but also for collecting diverse localizing female and individual data. The delay is creating misconceptions among officials about replacing the census with alternative methods. Now we have to know about census first. So the census is not limited to offer a population count. It includes a wide range of locational, familial, and individual information that serves to understand the changing population dynamic entirely. Limitation of avoiding a census lies in the reliability of all our large-scale surveys such as National Family Health Survey and Periodic Labor Force Survey carried out. Now the need to understand many changes. Next, the first is the transformational change, limiting the utility of census machinery and delays avoiding the delay in census, importance of census frame, important data about the population prospect results, and the significance of India in the world, and need for the standardization at sub-aggregated level. So these are the need to understand the changes in census. Next, the caste census cry. So the caste census cry is for cry of politics, also caste auditing, genuine backing with socio-economic data and also with the tangible endowments. So with this, what is the census here? We have the historical context and frequency here. India's first synchronized census occurs in 1881 under W.C. Plowden, the Census Commissioner of India. Since then, it has been conducted every decade without interruption. While the Census of India Act of 1948 provides the legal framework, it does not specify a mandatory frequency. The decennial pattern in a convention rather than a constitutional requirement. The Office of Registrar General and Census Commissioner of India, operating under the Ministry of Home Affairs, oversees responsibilities of conducting with decadal enumeration exercise. Next, the objective. The census provides a snapshot of the nation's population, serving as a foundation of reviving progress, evaluating government schemes, and planning future initiatives. The census is conducted in two phases. The first is house listing and housing census, and population enumeration. Next, global perspective. While India follows a 10-year cycle similar to the countries like US and UK, some nations like Australia, Canada, and Japan conduct their census every 5 years. Some important census data in 2011 is first, the population grew by 17.7 percentage to 1.21 billion, with the female growth outpacing male growth. Literacy is rose to 73%, with women's literacy improving more than men's. The population density increased to 382 people per square kilometer. The sex ratio is improved 940 females per 1000 males. Next, religious demographics. At Hindus at 79.8%, Muslims at 14.23% of population. New category, that is no religion option introduced with 0.24 percentage, identifying as such. So that's all from the editorial analysis topic. Next, we'll be continuing the United Nations, so which we are being seen in our past videos. So the United Nations is an international organization founded in 1945. It is currently made up of 193 members. So in United Nations, we have all the specialized agencies. They are FAO, ICAO, IFAD, ILO, IMF, World Bank, IMO, ITU, UNESCO, UNIDO, WHO, all of this. So we are going to discuss them detailedly. The first one is FAO. In 1945, Food and Agriculture Organization was created in Quebec City, Canada by first session of newly created United Nations. FAQ is specialized agency of United Nations that leads international efforts to defeat hunger. It also is a source of knowledge and information and helps developing countries in transition, modernize and improve agriculture, forestry, and fisheries practice, ensuring good nutrition, food security for all. Next, ICAO. Under the Chicago Convention of International Civil Aviation Organization, it was established in the year 1944 as UN Specialized Agency. It manages the administrative and governance of the Convention of International Civil Aviation. It provides principles and techniques of international air navigation and fosters the planning and development of international air transport to ensure safe and orderly growth. Next, IFAD, the International Fund for Agriculture Development, was established in the International Financial Institution in 1977 through United Nations General Assembly resolution as one of the major outcomes of 1974 World Food Conference. Next, ILO, the International Labour Organization, a United Nations agency, whose mandate is to advance social justice and promote decent work by setting international labor standards. It sets international labor standards, promotes right at work, and encourages decent employment opportunities and enhancement of social protection and strengthening a dialogue on work-related issues. The League of Nations, it was created in 1919 as part of the Treaty of Versailles that ended in World War I. 9 international labor conventions and 10 recommendations which dealt with hours of work on industry, unemployment, maternity protection in industry were adopted in less than 2 years by 1922. by signing the United Nations Agreement whereby the ILO became the first United Nations specialized agency in 1946. Next, IMF. The UN Monetary and Financial Conference 1944, also called Bretton Woods Conference, Bretton Woods, New Hampshire, United States, was held to regulate international monetary and financial order after the conclusion of World War II. It resulted in foundation of International Monetary Fund in 1945. Next, the World Bank. The UN Monetary and Financial Conference was held to regulate the monetary policy in the conclusion of World War II. It resulted in foundation of IBRD in 1945. The IBRD is the founding institution of World Bank. IBRD. Next, IMO. The International Maritime Organization is the United Nations specialized agency with responsibility for the safety and security of shipping and prevention of marine and atmospheric population by ships. Next, ITU. International Telecommunication Union is a specialized agency of United Nations that is responsible for issues that concern information and communication technologies. It is the oldest among all specialized agencies of the United Nations. It was founded in the year 1865 on based on Geneva, Switzerland. It was on principles of international cooperation between governments and the private sector. Next, the UNESCO. United Nations Education, Scientific and Cultural Organization was founded in the year 1945 to develop intellectual and moral solidarity to the mankind as means of building lasting peace. It is located in Paris. In the spirit of UNESCO develops educational tools to help people live as global citizens free of hate and intolerance. By promoting cultural heritage and equal dignity of all cultures, UNESCO strengthens bonds among nations. Next, UNIDO, United Nations Industrial Development Organization, promotes industrial development for poverty reduction, inclusive globalization, and environmental sustainability. Next, WHO, the World Health Organization is the United Nations specialized agency for health. It was established in the year 1948 and it is headquartered in Geneva, Switzerland. It is an intergovernmental organization and works in collaboration with its member states, usually through ministers of health. The World Health Organization is responsible for providing leadership on global health matters, shaping the health research agenda, setting norms and standards, providing evidence based policy options, providing technical support to countries, monitoring and assessing health trends. So, to read this document, you can visit our website. Our website link will be given in our description. To get more daily current affairs videos, follow our YouTube channel and our Telegram channel. Thank you.